Okay, a small review on this film called The Odyssey. There's so many reviews on YouTube about this. I've watched so many of them. They've been interesting. They were way more interesting than the movie, but just a couple of thoughts I have on this movie. I seen it yesterday. I was going to watch it a second time. I started watching it the second time, turned it off. I didn't pay to go and see it. I found a pirate copy of this movie. I watched it online because I wanted to do a review of it because I seen so many reviews of it. And like I said, it was pretty interesting, right? From the standpoint of not movie making, because it's not movie making. That's just an agenda driven psyop movie from a psyop director. Okay, Christopher Nolan, all these movie makers, they don't make movies. I've said this before in some other videos. They make movies to the general public. The general public are not really aware of really what's going on and how agenda driven and psyop driven and downright sinister these movie makers are. They don't make movies. They get told what to do. They have a certain level of what they can do in a movie, but the people that pay the money, they're the ones that make the movies. Okay, so what you see with the making of this and a Christopher Nolan film and all the rest of it is not what it seems. It's smoke and mirrors. So this movie, off the top of my head, this movie is no good. Okay, it's a complete waste of time. There's something empty and drivelous about the whole thing. Christopher Nolan subverts Homer's The Odyssey in a way that is just, it's hard even to put it into words what it is. And the casting choices of this movie are absolutely fucking ridiculous, man. I mean, there's an Indian Ravadan Patel. Remember in Glenn Ross. There's like this Indian guy you never want to get, and he goes like, he's like Ravadan Patel. This guy's the biggest joke in the movie. There's one scene in the movie where there's the Indian guy and there's an African guy. The African guy can speak Greek. It's the only part of the movie where they're speaking Greek, apparently. And he's asking this Greek probably, well, a Greek looking guy, why did you not, when they come to this island, why did you run away? Why did you not help us? Why did you burn the village down? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, we're Greeks. We're Greeks from Ithaca. And, there's an Indian guy saying this and an African guy. It just takes you out of the movie, dude. It's just laughable. It's just a complete joke. But, that's not really the main psyops of the movie. Then there's Ellen Page, who plays a transgender, who plays Achilles or a sign-on. Is very similar to Achilles. And this guy running down the beach at the start of the movie, he's not in it very much. Neither is Helen of Congo. They're not in it very much. But it takes you out of the movie. And it's just disrespect yet again for European culture and the erasure of European culture. And it always blows my mind, right, that people will not look into World War II. Okay, and this supposed event, this big event of World War II. They won't look into it and find out what the hell is going on. All of Europe has been erased. And people are still like, oh, wait a second, this is a different war. No, it's connected, you fucking dumbass. It's connected to World War II. The people that won World War II, the race of people that won World War II are completely in charge. The Bolsheviks are completely in charge. With the help, of course, yet again, I'm saying the same thing fucking again, with the help of the dumbass Americans and the fucking English, who have to be superior, so they sided with the filthy rats in World War II, the Bolsheviks, and this is the world that we live in right now, where all of Europe is being erased. It's a war strategy. And filmmakers, so-called filmmakers like Christopher fucking Nolan, are making their movies, and they're trying to downplay and trying to corrupt the minds of people all over the world with their stupid dumbass movies. He'd done it in his last movie, Oppenheimer, about fake nuclear weapons. Okay, there is no fucking nuclear weapons. It's impossible. Okay, they only sell you that big yarn, that big story, because they want the whole world to think we can't do anything about anything because all they got to do is press a button. There is no nuclear weapons, folks. Okay? It's a story. What about Nagasaki and Hiroshima? Yeah, give me a break, dude. They're phosphorus bombs. There's no evidence to do with it. It was the same bombs they dropped on all the civilian targets in Germany X amount of years ago. Okay? And everything in this is depressing, man. This movie is depressing. Fucking hell, it's boring. Oh my god, when I put it on the second time, I was thinking to myself, I can't take this. Now, there was a couple of good scenes in the movie, but I don't care about that. I don't even want to mention that, because you have to look at a movie as, when it finishes, what do you take away from it? You know? And all the women characters in this movie, Anne Hathaway in this movie, this feminist, depressed dirtbag that wants a little bit of power and kind of like, it's just like, why would you want to come home to this depressed Botox twit, right? I'm talking from the aspect of Matt Damon's character, Odysseus, you know? And it's just boring, dude. It's just fucking boring. And all the women in the film are victims. Like the witch, Cersei. She's just, she done it because she's afraid of getting raped by the soldiers, even though they done nothing on it. They're just men that were hungry. You know, she's innocent. Everyone's innocent. The only, and it's an attack on Western identity. You know, you shouldn't, Odysseus' character has been narrow marginalized down to kind of like, what did you do wrong? You done this wrong, you done that wrong, it's just no good as a movie. It's a psyop movie, psyop director, yet again, taking down Western civilization with their filthy, dirty, rodent fucking war strategy. And the amount of people, like I said a minute ago, that still think, World War II, look what they done. It's a different war. No, it's connected, you fucking idiot. It's connected. Of course it's goddamn bloody connected. And the biggest crime in the whole world is still going on to this day. It's not about that there's an Indian or an African and all these diverse casts in the Odyssey movie, where obviously back then there would have been none of that at all. It's about erasing European, Western culture. That's what it's about, and that's what this film does. And most people, of course, will lap it up, and people think like, well, it's just about a bit of diverse casting. No, it's not. It's about the biggest crime in human history, which is the complete eradication of Europe by a different race of people that are in charge. I call them the filthy, dirty, rodent, rat bastard, lousy motherfuckers, because that's what they are. And even the ones that are not involved in it, I don't hear any of them speaking up and going, not in my name, sir. They're not doing that, right? They're not doing it. All right, so is there any good pluses about this film? The Cyclops scene was pretty good. But yet again, the whole movie has to be taken as a whole package, so it doesn't really matter. When Cersei turns the soldiers into pigs, that was pretty good. It was pretty eerie. It wasn't, the special effects weren't great, to be honest. It was okay. What made it eerie was the sounds of the soldiers as they were eating and being turned into pigs. That's what made it pretty good. The scene with the what is it? I think I can't forget, with the whirlpool, and then the dragon thing is supposed to come out with the 8 separate heads. That was pretty dull. It was over very, very quick. Didn't really like that. And Calypso, the part with Calypso with the lotus leaves, that was okay. Charlize Theron was not too bad in the film in that part, but it was discombobulated the film, and it was all over the place in loads of ways, and you couldn't really. And the worst part of the film was the thing with the suitors. There's too much screen time for the suitors with Robert Pattinson and all the rest of it. These guys just sitting around waiting for some girl, and just kind of like they had no other life, and they were just eating and been a nuisance. And they were all the same. All the suitors were the same. There was an African one. I think there was a Chinese one. There was Robin Pattinson, and John Leguizamo was in it as this old kind of blind guy. He was pretty good in it. They made him look more European, because he's Hispanic, and, it's just, it was stupid casting. It was a stupid movie. It's I hope, and it won't happen, of course, as well, because most people are like the pigs in the movie. Now, they just want to scoff at things. They don't want to think about what's going on. And, Christopher Nolan, yeah, great. So what, dude? He has loads of money. He makes a movie. Okay? So what? He's not a great movie maker. His films are boring, dude. And they're all over the place. And they're empty. And he's bought and sold. Anyone that's bought and sold, you can't really take them seriously. You know? And a lot of people are going to like this movie. It's going to make a lot of money. You know, but I was very disappointed in it. And he could have made it so much different, so much better, and not as dark as it was and moody and kind of like, it was just depressing, dude. It was like you left the film, but this kind of oh, I didn't leave the film. I just watched it on the phone. I'm not paying to watch a Christopher Nolan movie, you know, in IMAX. I want to leave it with this one last thing as well. Not to be all negative about the review, because there was a couple of good things in it as well. But yet another negative thing I'll end with, right? Is this stupidity about IMAX. This is where you tell where someone's a good filmmaker and someone's a bad filmmaker. He's obsessed with this IMAX camera that only films 3 minutes in 3-minute intervals. And it's the size of a fucking car engine, and it's probably just as noisy, and they had to develop this box to go around it because they couldn't record every scene because of the audio problems, right? Which they could have just done in post-production anyway. They could just do the audio afterwards. It's not going to take that, it's not going to be that hard to do that, right? But and do the sound design completely afterwards and record no sound and just do it afterwards. It's not a big deal to do that, right? I've done that in one of my films before. It's not a big, massive deal, right? So, but anyway, who cares about IMAX, dude? This is one of the childish things about Christopher Nolan. This is what silly filmmakers do. I have to get the best picture in the world. It doesn't matter. No one cares about that. All these other cameras are fine. Panavision cameras, all the best digital cameras would have been just fine. IMAX doesn't make any difference whatsoever. It's childish. It's childish. Wasting all that time, wasting all that money, you know, and for what? Because you think the picture's a little bit better. So what, dude? It doesn't matter. Make a fucking decent movie. Make a film that people want to rewatch and people are interested in and it looks good, and make a good movie. It doesn't matter about IMAX. That's what immature amateur filmmakers do. Oh, I'll be a better filmmaker if I can get the best picture quality possible. No. It doesn't matter. I'd rather rewatch films from the 1960s and 70s and 50s than this film, the Odyssey, filmed on an IMAX camera. It's not the picture quality that matters. It doesn't matter about that. You're not going to be a good filmmaker because you get the best amount of pixels on the screen. It's the storytelling technique. It's the lack of being a psyop director. It's being not agenda driven. It's having it more entertaining and just trying to tell a good story, and that's it. And who cares about an Oscar, and who cares about, you know, my prestige and all the rest of it. So I'd give this movie, I was going to be generous and give it 3 out of 10. But I don't feel generous right now, so I'm going to give it 2 out of 10. Crap. Pure crap, nonsense, waste of time. Didn't like it, didn't enjoy it. It was dull, it was boring, psyop, nonsense. And it could have been way better than what it was. Adios.